Hello everyone, it's me again, Charles Norman from Sports Solutions, and we are the makers of the AthleticSOS software recruiting software program. And so in this video, what I want to do is I want to go over what's about to happen in a couple of months from now, right? It's August, high school's about to start, public school's about to start in the next week or so. And a lot of the student athletes have already gone out and they've had a great summer and they've done their combines and showcases and viewing tournaments, and they feel pretty good about themselves. They got letters from all over the place and they're plastered on their walls or they're in these file cabinets, and everybody's ready to go. In a couple of months, somewhere in September, October, the NCAA contact period is going to open up again. And those college coaches are going to invite certain kids, and most of the kids that are getting these letters kind of know which schools are really interested in them. They're going to start inviting the kids to come out to their Friday night, their football games, right? The college campus football games is where you really see a college campus come together. It's so exciting when you go out there and you're invited. You feel real special. They're going to put you in a special section. They're going to probably get you something to eat, and you're going to be able to hang out with the team, and it's just a great environment. It doesn't matter what sports you play. They always bring you in for the football. And so here's going to be what's going to happen. And I call this panic mode for most high school student athletes. A lot of the schools that you thought were just gung-ho about you because you've got all these letters and all these, people are contacting and have been talking to you and letting you know they're really interested in you and everything seems very personal. You're not going to get a call back from a lot of these schools. And it's a bunch of different reasons, and I went through this and I watched this happen with my daughter. And you're going to panic. Right? Because you're going to be like, wait, what's going on? All these people wanted me all of a sudden. I'm not hearing from anybody. All my friends are getting these invites and they're going on these visits and they're going to this football game and this school invited this person, that person. You're going to panic. Don't. You still have tons of options. And so what's really happened to you was you weren't in that top 5 or even the top 10. Because usually they'll bring enough kids in that they've got some trade-off and they can get a good feel for how much you're leaning towards their program. And so you're probably not in that top 10. If you do get invited somewhere, go. If you can get there, go. But if you don't and you're starting to see that things didn't go quite the way you wanted to, don't worry about it. Here's what you're going to do next. So you didn't get the invite. So you still want, and there's some school you wanted to go to and you really had your heart set on it, go ahead and reach out to. But here's what I want you guys to start doing anyway. Start finding the recruiting coordinator for that school, because everybody looks at the head coach, but at every single school, if you go to their website, sometimes they'll tell you, hey, this is our recruiting, the coach is responsible for recruiting for this sport, for this school. Start reaching out to them. Make a phone call. If they've been contacting you, you can contact the college coach at any time. They just can't contact you unless they're in a certain period. But you can contact any time and just ask them, hey, where am I on your list? I noticed we didn't get an invite down. Does that mean you're not interested anymore? I just want to know so that we can kind of move to our, go down our list too. Let them know you have some other options also. And they'll tell you. They'll be like, hey, well, don't wait for us, because that's what I heard from a couple of schools. Don't wait for us. Go ahead and do what you need to do. But, we still may be interested. You're still on our list. It's just that, we probably was an oversight. I'll try to find out what's going on. They'll tell you that sort of thing. But most of them will be honest with you. Right now for that position, for this year, we think we have what we need. And so please go ahead, and if you see something that looks positive for you, go ahead and take it. They'll be pretty honest with you. And so that means you go to your next level. So here's what I want you guys also to do. So if that school was interested in you all this time, maybe they got who they wanted, look in their league, their other school. That means you could play in that league. So look in that league and see if there's anybody else you want to play with, right? That's a possibility for you. Go to the roster, see how many seniors they have in your position, how many juniors they have in your position, and then look at the freshman class that's coming in. Those videos and things should be up by now, where they talk about who's coming in for this year and how proud they are and who the freshman class is. That stuff is there now. As the college season gets underway, you'll start seeing all that. See who you're going against. So if your kid's going to be a senior this year, that's different than if they're a sophomore or if they're a junior. So you want to start looking at schools that possibly could need what you can bring to the table. And you can let them know, hey, we're being heavily recruited here. They're no longer recruiting us. We didn't know about your school, but someone recommended you guys to us. We'd like to take a look. The other thing you can do is look at their schedule for the last couple of years. Who do they play against? Especially early in the season outside of their league. Start looking at those schools, because it means you probably can play at that level also. And so you're going to do the same thing. You're going to go in, you're going to look at the roster, you're going to look at the coaching, you're going to look at their schedule, look where they are. Remember, it's more important that you put your kid in a great situation. Are they rural? Are they urban? Are they suburban? What kind of situation is it? And so you're going to do that over and over again and build yourself up a different list. Now, if you had AthleticSOS.com, yes, I'm going to do a plug here, this would be a lot easier for you because you would be able to see all the different schools you already qualify for academically, and then you can start making your own list. But this is a great way to do it if you start getting there and you start feeling that panic come in. Schools are still looking. And so here's the last thing I'm going to tell you about this. So let's say you're a D1 level player and you're a high D1 level. And then so now what happens is the mid-majors start looking at kids that kind of fall off the list. They're chomping at the bit. If you look at that level, you're going to get some interest right away. And then if you were mid-level, a D2 coach is looking for people that kind of fall off. And a D3 are looking for D2 people that are kind of falling off. And then, you know, NAIA is looking for mid-major, D2, D1. So it's all a big path for you. You've got options, I guess is what I'm trying to tell you guys. So do not panic. You're fine. If you can play at that level, if someone at a college level was interested in you, and especially if a number of colleges where, yeah, maybe you didn't make their list, maybe you weren't there on their top 10, top 5, top 3 is where you want to be. Even then, you could be top 3 and fall off because you're going to, those people in the top 3 are going to pick, and the top number 1 person picks that school, and that was your position, you're in a little bit of trouble. If they needed multiple kids coming in that year, then you might be okay. So don't panic is what I'm trying to tell you. I want you guys to enjoy your senior year. So you do have options, and those are some of the ones. And if you join AthleticSOS, I do a bunch of this inside of our software where we try to give you what are your alternatives, what are your options, so that you feel comfortable that you can get this done. A lot of people get stuck when something goes wrong because they've been planning on something and then they got messed up. All right, guys, as always, best of luck to you, and let's keep them in the game. Talk to you later. Bye.